Good evening everyone and welcome to Skyedome Kringle. My name is Peter Susvich and welcome to all. Just getting some sound ready, and we've got a great match coming up for you tonight. We'll just lower the... And as you can see on the screen there, we have RYESBUD and Frank Krasilovic and Joe Turner. They're up against Team GECKO, and that's Laurie Harrington and Mike Pearce. And that should be a bit better there. So I've got some details coming up on the screen now. Of course, the same rules applies. So these teams tonight are the seconds. And 3 seconds teams from the round robins, and they have a chance to make it to the finals on Thursday night, which will make it 4 teams for finals. Mike's just come over for a chat. G'day Mike, how you going?
Oh, you're on the air, are you?
We're on the air, covering your match tonight.
Cool. No comments about the arm, right?
I haven't said anything.
5 weeks.
And if they are, they'll be armless. So there's no worries about that. So all the best.
Thanks, mate. Is that a new one, the one in the middle?
No, little camera. No, I've had that for a while. Yeah,
What's that up there?
yeah, nice and easy.
Stay out of the way, right?
Well,
No.
I'll tell you if it's beyond for young and old if you don't stay out of the way. So that was Mike Pearce there, just getting some tips on how not to advertise on Kringle Bowls TV. So Laurie Harrington up the end there with Frank, as you can see. We'll get some scores happening for you and make sure you're all happy. We'll go through details of the other match in progress at the moment. Of course, the first end is only worth 1 point, and we'll keep close range on that. And with me tonight is Phil Crowder, back from his round the world trip. How you been, Phil?
Very good, thank you. Very good. It's nice to be back. Got home at about 2 o'clock this morning, so feeling a little bit tired at this stage, but looking forward to this match, I have to tell you. It's a different thing. We just found that we wanted to have more sections, and we filled 3 quite easily early. And obviously we had the 3 section winners, but ideally to have 4 into the finals. And so we decided to give the second place teams in each section the opportunity to get a second chance and get into the ultimate final. So what we're doing, it's a changed format. We're having pairs and triples for an hour. No limit on the number of ends, and basically they play a round robin. So we did a draw, and these are the 2 teams that play each other, and the 3rd team, Chum, practicing on rinks 6 and 7. Now they're on rinks 1 and 3 at this stage. The second match will be on rinks 2 and 4, so that there's no advantage to the losing team playing Chum. And then we're back to the final match, which will be basically between the winner of this match and Chum, and will be on rinks 1 and 2. And that'll mean Chum will have played on 2, and the winner of this match will have played on 1. But then we're going to swap the pairs and the triples over to make it as even as possible. So there is method in the madness, Pete, believe it or not. So we certainly now have the cream coming to the top. It's fair to say that RYESBUD was probably expected to win last Tuesday. It was always going to be a tough ask, I have to say, for Team GECKO to get over Hooded Life, but they now get the opportunity to come through. Now, the reason why we did round robin and not just the best second placed winner is that maybe one of the sections was stronger than the other. So in this case, Team GECKO, say, playing against Hooded Life, it's fair to say that that was a tougher section maybe than the Tuesday night section or the Thursday night section. So this way, if they all play each other, it makes it fair. Now Frankie didn't play last week. I saw him up at the Australian indoors while I was up there, and so he didn't play his singles, which may have been an attributing factor. He hadn't lost a singles match through the round robin on the Tuesday night, so we'll see what happens here. So Mike Pearce bowling.
He told me to be quiet about his arm. I thought, how am I going to be quiet about that?
Well, the mere fact that he's done it has made us focus on it. So he's obviously started on the arm, but he's still been pretty good with it. Now, Mike has been club champion of multiple clubs, been a Vic representative, and also recently over 60s state representative as well. Joe Turner, who he's skipping against, well known on the Mornington Peninsula.
He's got some form on this green, hasn't he?
Well, yes he has. He loves this green, I have to say.
So again, folks, any comments, please put them through down on the Halftime Heroes page. We'll get them straight out to you and answer as much as we can.
Well, Mike, looking good here. Oh yes, good. And if he moves it, so he's asking to land it. So just one down. Doesn't want to take the jack back because Mike's bowled is further there as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll need to turn. Sort of feeling themselves out, and as Pete did mention, that the first end, the maximum you can get, irrespective of how many bowls you have close to the jack, you only get one. So that's what's happening there. So as it turns out, it's only one anyway. So that's one shot to Team GECKO with Mike Pearce's last bowl. And we look down the green, all set up with our sponsors there, of course. Momentum, our gold sponsor. Crowder's Community Real Estate is our silver sponsor, and then we have our bronze sponsors, which is the Resting Toucher with Andy Alexandru from the Resting Toucher, Brighton Bowls Club. They have their shop there and online business. ProAd, the Choice of Power for commercial and industrial electrical work, and MacMax Australia, the well-known canopy manufacturer of Skyedome and other sporting facilities and car parks and shopping centres throughout Australia. So we thank our sponsors and certainly have assisted this Super League competition. So at this stage they're not particularly nailing it. Laurie Hampton has made a change. I had a little bit of a roll up on this, and as they bowl down towards us, I know that the shed side is particularly wide.
Big hello there to, big hello to Mike Watts over there in Wales, who's a seasoned listener. Dave Adams is asking, is Mike Pearce injured? Well, just a little sneaky one, and he's got an arm for the next 4 to 5 weeks, I'm told. Go Frankie from Rod Patterson.
Patterson?
Oh, sorry, Patterson.
That's Rod, of course, who was also playing with the team, and we thank them for their support and patronage in playing. Oh, it was a good bowl here from Laurie. That magical third bowl, toucher as well.
Now, could be a lot of debate about the RYESBUD name, Phil.
In what way?
Well, it might generate out to football. It's generated talk that maybe Rye and RYESBUD might merge.
An affiliation, well, joining a team.
Both clubs.
Seriously?
Well, the name's out there, so some feedback. It might be tongue in cheek, but it's always good to put out some
Yeah,
some gossip.
very much so. So of course the winner of this round robin goes into the ultimate Super League final, which will be on Thursday. So whoever wins this, and of course it goes by number of wins, followed by shot differential, and if that's equal, Pete, we then go to the number of ends that they've won, and then if the off chance all three of those components are the same, then they go to a one-end shootout where all 5 players bowl one bowl to see who actually wins. That's the way that we will split this up.
And no chance of it going to a super drive or anything like that?
Well, I'm hoping that there are enough components there where we don't need something else. Hopefully it'll win.
Nice little crowd in tonight here at Kringle. If you're doing nothing, pop down. Of course, grand final culminating on Thursday night.
So Thursday night will be the semi-finals, and we will do a draw similar to the way that I did the draw and put it out on Facebook today, so that everyone can see it's all above board. And we did that today with Buzz Price, who was playing for Crowder Comets, who unfortunately didn't make the finals in their section. And that will determine who plays who in the semi-finals on Thursday. Good shot here, takes it back, spits it. If it goes out of bounds or out the side, then of course it will go on the tee, and it does. So it'll make it interesting to see where it is. So it looks as though indicating that the green bowl is shot. So Frankie marks the shot, the bowl, the toucher. So they are checking it. I think he's asked Mike to go around the back and see what happens. And he'll probably move so we can get a bit of this look-see. Not a bad spot. That'll stop, see what he's looking at, whether he's going to go with Wade. So Joe's bowl is protected by his bowl in front, whether he comes in with weight in under his own bowl to come in with weight, which is what he's doing. He's looking for the 2 green bowls, or will he knock it in? Oh, it's just brought it in closer, so there's definitely now is one for Team GECKO. But you can see what the shot was. He was looking at coming in underneath and hitting the 2 green bowls. Mr. Harrington, Sir, Esquire, and to try and sit those through. So another shot, Team GECKO takes them to 2-zip after 2 ends, but of course ends is irrelevant. It's what the score is at the end of an hour's play.
Oh, an hour's, Phil? Only an hour?
Only an hour's play.
Oh, be home for supper tonight.
Well, there's 3 matches.
It's just a little... I think Wayne's getting into me there.
Well, we've got a visit from Wayne Hogan from Team GECKO, who'll probably may well play the second game, which they're allowed to do.
Sure, he's Team GECKO. He sounds like my dietitian at the moment.
And Pete makes a comment about lack of food, and then Wayne points to a hot dog, 2 fried dim sims and some chips on a plate sitting in front of Peter. So there you go. So good start. Putting some pressure on Pranky, but looks like a good bowl here. In behind, lovely position. Can let you know that as far as the triples is going, that's 1 shot each after 2 ends over there. Laurie Harrington sticks to the same side. Good bowl sitting in behind. Okay, see Shez Tyrell and Trouty's better half saying go RYESBUD. Gary Ingley. Hi from Coombs. Anya Coombs. There's such. Phil and Chris Haynes. I don't know if they're still up in Queensland, but I did see Phil Haynes up at the Australian Indoors at Tweed Heads.
Phil, half the men in the Liza Club, there must be either a team bus or a team plane that goes up to the Gold Coast for 3 months and then come back.
I don't know. And there's Jules Dusting saying hi. So she's watching as well. Fantastic.
Crossing over about 15 networks tonight, so it's great to have you all on board, especially from Mornington Peninsula News, as Frankie might take one there, maybe two, and maybe one in a measure.
Yeah, looking at that, probably one at this stage, what I can see. I think Laurie Harrington's front bowl is probably edging a little bit closer to the jack from what I can see.
And Phil, anything major for Thursday night?
Yes, well, they are actually putting on some food on our Facebook page. You'll see that there's some very cheap and affordable meals that are being played. You don't need to book. You don't need to pre-order or pick a booking time or anything like that. So there's plenty of opportunity just to come down and sit down and watch that. Of course, it'll be the semi-final. The winners of the 2 semis will play off the following Thursday for first and second, and the 2 losers, or will I say second places, will play off for third and fourth as far as the prize money. So we're looking at the Thursday week being a very big night.
Jesus,
No, 1 in, 1 out is the comment, so good bowl there from Joe Turner.
Doesn't get simpler than that, does it?
No, well, you hear what Laurie's saying. He wants him to come in on weight onto Frankie's yellow bowl in front of Jack. That will come on to Joe Turner's bowl, which is sitting the Jack, and to push it out to their 2 bowls to the left as we look at it. Here he comes. So his 2 options here are to push Laurie's bowl in. Oh, he's pushed 1 out, I believe. Just probably holding 1, yep. The chips on this place are quite nice, Brett, thank you. Just looking after you, my friend. Okay, asking him to play a positional shot now. Wants to avoid the green bowl, but sit in behind just in case Mike's last bowl actually hits it. Ooh, not a bad bowl. And of course, just to let you know that the skips can't come to the head. Okay, so Mike's talking about coming the other hand, coming onto his black bowl. No, he's still coming on. Okay.
Bit of weight.
He's narrow. He's called it narrow already. Okay. So this will put RYESBUD on it. So they're taking it. They're not prepared to risk it. So they take a shot. So the score is 2-1 as far as Team GECKO is concerned. I haven't updated the board as far as the triples is concerned at this stage.
Great to have a large viewer group which is watching us at the moment. Of course, thanks to all our sponsors, as Phil mentioned before, and also to Mortgage Peninsula News Group for taking our vision. As Laurie Harrington steps up to the mat now.
Can report that RYESBUD is up at this stage. 2 shots to 1 in the triples. So it's close at this stage. This ball should probably turn. Oh, holds out a little bit. Now comes sliding through. Frankie probably holding 2. Frankie starting to hit his straps. Just received the team from Chum. Team consisting of Alan Woning, Andrew Darley, Dave Godger, Dick Skinner and Zach Woning. Of course, opposition teams don't see the team sheet at all on who's playing in what positions. And as mentioned, they can change in their second game. They have to put in another team sheet, but they can bring in any other player that's qualified for the finals, and they can change the positions as well. So if a player isn't doing particularly well, they can pull him out, put another player in. Just added another little interest scenario for tonight's altered matches. Ball's looking good. Joe Turner bowling well. So his ball is a couple down. We'll have to give it some grass out that side. Will cross the head, it all depends on weight. Here it comes, it needs to sit. Certainly sat 1. Is it good enough for 1 shot or not? So I think he's favouring 1 shot to RYESBUD. Called RYESBUD being the combination of players from Rye and also Rosebud bowling clubs.
Don't say too loud, Phil.
So you are serious that the football clubs are considering a merge?
No, I'm not serious.
Oh,
It's just that we've started a rumour, that's all.
oh, really?
Very close. I think he's got the shot.
Good to see viewership popped up, so its numbers are looking really great at the moment. So
Well, they're excellent. They're just looking, the number of viewers who are watching it at this moment is well up on most nights. It's the advantage of having it on a Tuesday night, and we hope that Thursday night will be even greater, to be honest.
so I'm pretty sure they just picked up one shot there for RYESBUD. And
Takes it to 2-all. And if we get the chance, we'll have a little look to see where our viewers are from. We've had some interesting results there, I must say. And you see the name, RYESBUD picked up a big score. You can see there that now on rink 3 they are sitting 6-1. So they've picked up a good number there, at least probably 4 or 5 shots after 4 ends. So you can see the time is 6:54. So we're looking at 36 minutes to go. It'll be short and sharp. They're used to playing for an hour and a half in each of the formats and then having 2 sessions.
it's nearly 2020 cricket, Phil.
Not quite BPL type stuff, but it certainly is different. This will be narrow. It will cross the head. Laurie's got a very good bowl sitting in behind, ready for the trail. So he can really, with that back bowl, look with confidence and still try and just be through the jack, change the head. So he's coming aside, but it's given it a couple of bookends. Still staying on his backhand, of course. He should have the grass fairly well there now. He bowled very well going that way in the previous end, coming down towards the clubhouse.
He's narrow again,
Oh,
isn't he?
geez, same bowl, not much for a little bit heavier. It's holding. Oh, could be is the call.
Yeah, Joey Turner indicating that he's down one. Dave Paxman there. G'day, Dave. How you going?
What's he toitering?
He's up at Semiyak.
Where's Seminyak?
I reckon that's. I'm tipping that's barley.
Oh, okay.
I could be mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's barley. I'm sure Dave will tell us where it is.
I'm sure he will.
Jamie Ellison there as well, and Kieran Gardner.
Okay, asking for the jack. Take the jack. He's moved it. Oh, for 2. 2 or 1?
I reckon that's 2 there, Phil.
Oh, hard to say with the angles.
Yeah.
Even looking out from our commentary area. Definitely 1. Okay, left to Mike Pearce. They've still got plenty of bowls to come. This will be Mike's first bowl. Another 2 bullets each.
Super wide there.
So there was some news, Pete, in regards to Frankston's efforts.
Look at that.
Oh, lovely bowl and a toucher.
I thought you said you knew, Phil.
Well, I've heard that there was a technicality that came in about some rule that was brought up, perhaps, maybe not, but they weren't offered Division 2, and so it's, I think, basically put on hold for discussions and maybe looking at more seriously for next season.
Yelch. Yeah, and it's,
Second shot.
that's the general vibe that I got. And I saw the Frankston, City of Frankston released a statement to that effect. They handled it pretty well, didn't they?
Oh, look, I think so, and certainly putting it out there certainly stops any speculation.
Yep. And it's good that if they don't want to get into that posse, they they don't have to accept it, and they can come back with another time.
Yes, well, they'll strengthen their cause, and I'm sure they'll work at it, as will maybe Bowls Victoria. I don't know the full circumstances. But it won't be happening this season.
Which means beware Mornington Peninsula Bowlers in Division 1. So that's good. Good for the competition, so it keeps everyone on their toes.
Yeah. That'll be certainly interesting. Oh, great effort. So just one down.
Now, my understanding was there was a team that left Metro. Is that fair call? Yep. Yep. And Division 2 was not. Any idea what division?
Well, there was that, and there was also a team that closed.
Yep.
But they may have been a bit of a phoenix and risen from the ashes. Hard to say. But all they did is Bowls Victoria, of course, put it out to all the clubs where they want to play, similarly as what the Morning Peninsula is doing, and then they'll make a decision based on quite a few different issues, and that's what will happen.
So technically they were offered a division lower?
That's the word. I don't know if it was one lower or whatever level, but whatever it was unacceptable as far as the club was concerned.
Yeah. That's good to know. It puts it out there. So
it certainly does. I mean, these are things that maybe we can get something a little bit clearer. I know that you and I, Pete, are looking at doing bringing back in Bowling Between the Bays bowl show. That's certainly something that we can...
Phil, the fan mail I receive each week is unbelievable. They're still talking about the Cook Islands, about going around the Pacific. So, yep, and King Island.
Well, it was very interesting. Having some friends down in Gippsland. Apparently, our shows have been watched as reruns from some time ago.
Well, I've looked at the viewership on both YouTube and Vimeo, and seen that people must have nothing to do because they're watching our reruns. So, to the point where we might have to start up a TV channel. So, no, it's good.
Well, certainly through COVID, it was very, very popular, and that's gave people something to look at. And of course, we did those shows literally from our computers, from different properties, and interviewing people from all over the world. Doing that through Skype, so very different times, and it makes you wonder now, as Leonie and I did our trip up to Queensland, and everyone thrown into planes, and the closeness of everybody, that did COVID ever exist?
Well, I think while you're away, the big headlines on the paper front was umpteen thousand Victorians are not protected from COVID at the moment.
Really?
So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see where...
well, the biggest thing at the moment is actually influenza at the moment. Quite a few people are getting that quite severely, including my son at the moment. And somebody else I've heard, and it's a pretty strong strain, unfortunately.
We've got some cases at work with people with COVID, so
yes,
interesting. So be good to see there.
So at this point, it looks as though Frankie is sort of winning the battle.
Ben Winther calling a foot fault on
Mike Pearce. Well, the reality is, as long as his foot is above the mat, it's a legal delivery. It doesn't have to be on the mat. So it's not to say that he's taking his foot away from being above the mat.
Let's watch. There you go.
No, it's above the mat,
Above
so
the
it's
mat.
a legal delivery. Which is the way he bowled without the arm, I might add, lifting his foot up and above. So as long as it's over the mat, it's classified as a legal delivery.
Have you ever seen it called, Phil?
No. Is the answer to that.
like Frankie's holding 2 there at the moment. Joe Turner coming down.
And Ben's quite adamant. He's saying that he doesn't believe it's above the mat every time.
Thanks, Ben. No, good feedback. So,
I must say it's a bit hard to
well, it's at the point
see
of
from this angle. But
it's at the point of release, isn't it?
it is, of course it is, yes.
We've got Mr. Crack and Mr. Crack there. They just sit there and laugh, don't they? I reckon the two of them are just there having a little giggle to themselves.
Joe rolls now. Just can't quite see the jack.
Stick your head out the door, Phil. Give him the... Yeah, I'll agree with you, Ben, on that one. That's really quick. I noticed that on the first couple of ends. And actually, the Rosebud crew have, ever since I've covered bowls, that's their modus operandi, I think, is they're straight on the mat as soon as you bowl it. So it must come to a rest. Is that a fair call?
That's correct. It's not his head until such time as the bowl comes to rest.
Geez, Mike's pushed it to Joey Turner, maybe. I'm tipping he may have it. One down. Good call though, Ben. Thanks for that. Joey Turner comes in. I don't think it'll get around.
Ooh, drops. Out with the measuring tape. Let's have a look and see how the triples are going at this stage.
Get the shot.
So that goes to Team GECKO 1. I can tell you that in the triples it's 6-2 at this stage. We're at 7:06, so we have 24 minutes to go.
And how long's the rest period, Phil?
We'll swap it over pretty quickly, mate. In
So
fairness, the others are certainly well rested. We'll probably do 15 minutes, I'd say. I'll ask them to make sure. We do have to finish in between the time restraints that we do have with our lights. Good first bowl. So I will ring a 10-minute warning bell at 7:20.
Nearly shaves it.
Get a chance, Pete. Let's have a look and see where our viewers are coming from.
We'll just have a look. Watch it, boys. The microphones are on. Miles and Brendan Elliott.
Okay, so we're looking at this stage. We've got 70% men viewing at this particular stage. The highest age demographic is 45 to 54. Countries we've got are Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, Fiji, Pakistan, South Africa, United States, Indonesia. Our viewer from Iraq continues to be watching, and New Zealand we have one. If we click on Australia, we'll see what cities perhaps that we do have.
New Zealand's a bit light on.
Yeah, so we've got viewers from Bendigo, that's probably the Marons, Geelong, Gold Coast, we have 2, Hayfield 2, that'll be the Whites, hello to them, Pakenham, Traralgon, there's 2 viewers there, so we welcome them again. We also have one in Sale, Calgary in Canada, Parksville in Canada as well, so they're the particular towns or cities that we have viewing at the moment.
That's great, great overview, and don't forget, if you want to, we're on Vimeo and YouTube and picking up some good numbers there. So I can give you, if anyone wants that link and avoid the Facebook ads, more than happy to accommodate. Just send us a message in the on the comments there, and I'll put the links up there for you for those. Nice crisp picture in Vimeo, really
So
good.
you see Laurie Harrington is still holding a shot at this stage. We just might ask. Yep, Frankie understanding he needs to move away from the camera, which is good. Okay, I might try to add to it without spitting it. Oh, it's a good bowl, very good bowl. Holding 2. Probably afford to go in with a little bit more weight. Interesting, still going that hand. I would have almost probably looked at coming the other hand. It certainly seems to be a better slider. In saying that, he's looking reasonably good. It needs to drop. Oh, he's got it. Yes, moves it. Great bowl. Holding 3 now. Very important bowl.
Wow.
Holding 3. Very good bowl. Mike's asking if he can bowl weight through his own bowl and bring it in. He'll either bring his bowl in, or if he's too hard, he'll follow it through. They do have the, Joey's got the back bowl though, so he's definitely coming in with weight. He's saying it's wide and slips through on the outside. Got 3 as last bowl. Pretty important end here. Team GECKO were up 4-2. They're certainly now going to go down at least 1 if he maintains the 3, and he may add a 4th one to it. Needs to be up. Needs to be up.
Yeah, it's going to cut him.
No, it's fortunately short. Got 3. Okay. Can tell you that RYESBUD is up 9-2 on in the triples at this stage. Over on rinks 5 and 6, we have Chum practicing, getting into rhythm. The big fella. Okay, so we have Graham Spencer.
Good, thanks.
What's your nickname?
Good, thanks.
Good nickname. Good, thanks. How have you been?
Good.
Yeah. So what do you think so far of this different, changed final to try and fill the final 4 in Super League?
And a quicker format tonight, pairs and triples.
Yep, and only the hour.
Yes. So sudden death.
Sudden death.
Which is
So
good.
we'll see what happens.
All the options are good.
So certainly brought the cream to the surface, hasn't it? With these, it could have been said that RYESBUD were probably the favourite as far as Tuesday
Yes,
night.
we
They
changed
were
the team up a little bit last week, and luckily Frankie was away playing up at the Gold Coast, and we were 2 down and got 2 wins and got over the line. So anything happens in this game, as we all know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Depends on how your front end goes, and front ends win. Skips win by how many? That's what I'm trying to preach at Mulgrave this year. So
It's a good close head there at the moment.
oh yeah. Oof. Frankie's getting them close again tonight. There you go. He's going for the doctor here.
Oh, he's just just drops off.
Had a crack.
So we can assume they're down at the moment with Frankie bowling like that.
Must be down within a couple of inches. So yeah,
See what Laurie
there's
does.
Few of these events happening at the moment, Phil, around the traps, and they got one at Berwick, and the boys tonight are playing a finals at Brighton with 4 and 4s.
Very good bowls there, isn't
So 8 against 8 at Brighton playing finals tonight. You've got this one. Berwick's got one going.
Well,
I
somebody's...
gather they've got something going at Sunbury. They've got something going at Dandenong. So it's great venues for the sport to for us to be able to get out and bowl at night. It's,
Well, it's interesting, this, the format anyway, Super League with the different sessions and different games was certainly taken up recently even by Bowls Victoria, but I believe Deer Park had something somewhat similar as well, even on the weekend, was it?
and
Over the 2 days?
Brighton's got 2 games on this weekend, mixed pairs. Still need 2 entries if anybody's out there listening. Contact Lloyd, and Sunday we've been able to rustle up with all of our friends. 24 teams of open pairs on Sunday.
Okay.
So people are getting out and about and having a bowl and pre-season, using it as pre-season, so it's great.
I think that's going to start to happen, isn't it? Because we've got a lot of people starting to come back from their travels north.
Correct.
So we're finding that our social bowls are certainly filling.
Yeah.
Definitely, even both sessions on a
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Mulgrave have triples tomorrow and 60 odd players play.
Right.
Saturdays we have 80 playing. Now gone into formal practice, so it's all starting to happen. We're 5 weeks away from pennant, so it's all go.
I have to also make mention of the Australian Indoors. I was lucky enough to go there because Leonie qualified and did very well in her match and had a chance against a very good opponent from WA. But Samantha Atkinson winning was fantastic, and seeing her play and getting to know her better was fantastic. But she bowled extremely well.
She's come a long way, and she was 5 years ago with us at Caulfield Park, and she's gone on to win an Australian title, which is no mean feat. And
Exactly
from work rate,
bowl there by
work
Mike
rate,
Pierce.
getting around some good people. I think she's had Mr. Cowan coaching her, plus Baz. Baz has been involved, I think. So
Yes, exactly right.
but, you get nothing without effort.
Well, I think we got Big Frankie in the way there for a minute. And as Mike as you can see in the background by the flag over there, Big Bad Pete's out there waving him, please clear the head.
Yeah.
No, but that was an excellent result for her.
Yeah.
And I know that...
She's now got to go to, I think, Jersey, Phil?
I believe so. I think that's what she
I
said.
think they've both got to go. Mr. Pierce won the
Razor Ray.
Razor Ray from WA over here now up with Leroy, I think.
Well, I think they said he was playing in New South Wales, but I always understood he was a WA player and represented them a fair bit as well. But he bowled extremely well in that final too, I have to say.
He's a quality front player as well as a skip, but he knows how to play up front as well. So.
Yeah, well, I suppose with singles, whilst it does pay to go in with weight, it is predominantly if you can draw. It certainly helps and make your adjustments. Slide up shots.
We've all got to be able to draw. Mr. Pierce out here with the big bowls. He's got the size 6s with the machine.
Yeah, and look, and most people will say that yes, people always go up, bowl sizes, but those who don't know Mike understand that he actually bowled with his hands with size 6s as well. So
He'd have a 7 if you could get him one, I think.
So he's revisited his larger bowls, I must say. And more recently, before using the arm, I think he was having XGs, I think, at one stage.
Yeah, he's got a set of size 4 XGs.
Yep.
They're orange.
They must feel like tennis balls in his hands compared to the size 6s, I must say. I'll tell you what, there was a different set of bowls that I saw up in Queensland that were aeros. They were called T8s.
T8s.
Yes, very different. They almost looked
Samantha played with Turbo Pros.
Yes, well, very. Well, there was another gent from WA bowled with those, and they're incredibly narrow bias bowls, weren't they?
You've got to play exceptional weight control with them. I've got a set of them. They're in the garage.
Are they? No, but somebody else used them, and I suppose on the indoor surfaces, that's where they come to their fore, don't
Easy
they?
way home. Short way home. If your weight control's good.
Yeah. Well, I suppose being indoors, is it fair to say those type of bowls with narrow biases can be affected more by the wind, can't they? Is that fair to say?
Well, here's Frankie come down with the Optima and put a front hopper. As he can.
Yeah, Frankie, unfortunately, also unsuccessful, but he qualified also for the Australian indoors, which is a big feather in his hat. Certainly saw him up there too.
Who put that?
Rob Pedersen said great times at Caulfield, Spence.
we did have. He's the new coach at Glen Waverley.
Glen Waverley, yes.
I sent out to about 40 people just before. Some said, we're already watching Spence. I go, okay.
No, we looked at the numbers. The numbers are extremely
many is
good. Yeah.
So far, there's probably about 2,500.
Wow.
About 2,500 have watched, yeah.
Plus, we're on Mornings and Peninsula News Group.
They had 1,000 and 1,200 on that Samantha's game the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That was on 11 o'clock in the morning.
It was a good match, and the young girl that she played against beat some quality players on the way through, let me tell you.
Yeah, Michael Wilkes recruit.
And she is
A talent.
not only a talent, but a whole demeanour. I mean, I think she's only 16 or something like that, and she was as cold as ice. I mean, there was no emotion, no nothing, just very methodical and
Just
incredibly more mature than her age. There's no doubt about that.
Yes. Like the young kids coming through the footy at the moment, Phil. There'll be November 11 or something, the draft for the kids. Now they've got to ring the bell, Phil. He's going to ring the bell.
We're 2 minutes late ringing the bell, so he's on time. So Joey Turner comes in. I'd say it's fallen short there.
Yeah, Rosebud holding one.
With 9 minutes left, we'll give him a win. It's the 8-minute bell.
8 minutes bell now. Piercy's played a miss. Hard to get that there. See.
Yeah.
There's Rosebud's 5. Oh, it's only 5 to 4. It's a
yeah.
close game. Who's winning the other one? Who's winning the other game?
Okay, back. Well, they got an 8-minute warning, not a 10-minute warning, but they were all aware of the 10 minutes, I have to say.
12-2.
So at this stage, we are looking that the In the triples, the RYESBUD are up 12-2, so a fair bit of a hiding there at this stage. Now, if RYESBUD can actually come up and win the pairs, there's a shot differential there that is quite large that they'll have to make up in the
Mike's just knocked another one up.
And of course, there's no second session, so this is very important. So it'll very, very much depend on how they go. So the loser will end up playing chum.
Joey's drawn in for 3, mate.
So Joey's drawn in for 3.
Yes.
So 6 minutes to go. So we see RYESBUD is 8, Team GECKO 5.
Wow.
So it's in their best interest to slow this down, I'd suggest.
Frankie's put one 10 inches away. Frankie. Body.
Young Graham decided to go for a walk with the microphone, but that's okay. Frank just going a touch narrow there, but nice weight. I'll give him 2. Holding a 3-shot lead at the moment. Actually, it is a 4-shot lead. So, going to take a bit of work to come back. Laurie just needs to push it along. Well done, well done. Well, they're halfway there. Frank comes in straight away. Needs to come in now. It's going to sit out the back. Well, they've got 4 minutes left. 6 bowls. I don't think they'll get them through and place the mat down. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. Joey Turner comes up now. It's that little push action, isn't it? On the inside, yep, on the inside. Geez, I got one in a measure there. Three minutes left. It's just going to swing out the back. Call there from Frank, one and a measure. Good save there, good save. So will they have time? 2 minutes left. Yep, he's pushed it on. Yep. Still showing 2 minutes left. I think it's narrow. I don't think it's going to make it. Oh. I think he's just thrown it down for the sake of throwing it down. Yep, so they pick up 3. Wow. Is that a comeback or what? So Matt's been placed halfway up. That really puts some pressure. You're going to hear the bell ring very shortly. Looks narrow. Nice weight. Frankie comes in now. As the bell goes. Yeah, that's cut across as well. No, I have 8-7, Phil.
No, they told me it's 8-all.
Oh, 8-all.
Mike and Job's definitely 8-all. Definitely 8-all.
Definitely 8-all, so correction there, it is 8-all.
Very important in the scheme of things, this one. Obviously on the score differential it'll still mean that RYESBUD will win, and it'll be Team GECKO playing against Chum in the next match. We'll go for the score difference, so we'll go obviously for wins first, then score differential, and then ends. So at the moment we're looking at RYESBUD winning 13-2, so winning by 11. So obviously they're winning the score differential there, even if Team GECKO do get over the line here and win the pairs. He's hoping that it's got the legs. It's just pulling up short, still wanting to go. So Frankie still has 1. So this is a very, very important end in the scheme of things. Frankie's bowling out, looks heavy. Sliding in behind. Oh no, it's not heavy at all. Very good bowl. Sitting out on the wing, you'd love that to have dropped.
So RYESBUD holding 2 at the moment, Phil. Sitting in the box seat at the moment.
Well, they are. Still leaves, obviously Mike Pearce has 3 bowls. He does have that, the ultimate shot bowl at the minute to rest on of Frank's. It's probably a bowl behind Jack. He's got the big turners.
I have to do a lot of work from
So
there.
a little bit wide, but I'll tell you what, his weight's all right, so it'll be a very good gauge on how he'll bowl his last 2 bowls. Joe ideally will want to come on and move the jack, change the head. Be the perfect world if he can just move the jack back a bit.
I think he's going out the back as
Now
well.
he's coming in a little bit hot. Oh well, not a bad spot. Okay, still up to Mike, 2 bowls, second last bowl. Bowls. He's kind of following it. He likes it. Laurie Harrington's watching. It's coming in, down. It's just a smidge wide. Oh, still got 2. Now nothing to sit on, unfortunately. Make it a little bit harder, so it's kind of better for RYESBUD, I must say. Now the last thing that Joey wants to do is to put something out on a wing to help him at all. Mind you, in looking at that, it's probably in a very nasty little spot. So I think he's going to have to go for weight now. He's going to have to swap hands, coming in between the two green bowls, and look at taking the jack over to his black bowl. So he swaps hands. Do or die here, folks. Let's see what's the face of Laurie's looking. Is it turning? He's starting to get a little bit interested, I must say, but it's not dropping. And, oh, it pushes the green bowl in for a shot. So one down, which means that they're one up on the card. It all comes down to Joey's bowl. So he's looking at sitting the green. It'll change Joey again also now onto his forehand. So very good result there for Mike Pearce. Was thereabouts. Final bowl. Can Team GECKO get a match win?
Oh, it's veered off.
It's veered off. And it's one to Team GECKO. So it's one match all, but of course in the differential, we're looking at RYESBUD winning 13-3, winning by 10 shots in the triples, and going down only the one shot in the pairs. So with a shot differential there of +9 going to RYESBUD, they in fact win that match, but it is the overall component, So at this stage it will be Team GECKO who then will now go and play Chum, and we're changing that to rinks 2 and 4. So I'll go out and do that now, Pete.
Righto, folks, so we're just going to take a short break, folks, while they get the rinks adjusted. We'll be back with you. We'll just take a couple of messages from our sponsors, and just hang around. We'll be with you shortly.
My name's David Allen. I'm the chairman of the board of the Coringal Bowls Club in Melbourne, Victoria.
I'm Philip Crowder. I'm the Bowls Operations Manager at the Coringal Bowling Club, which is home to the wonderful Skyedome. Well, I think it was David, if I can give David credit for that. We are actually on Sky Road, S-K-Y-E. So it's a play on the street name, Sky Road, as in Skyedome.
We made the decision to go with a canopy because we want our members to be able to play bowls all year round. We want our working members to be able to play after hours. So with our canopy, we can play bowls from sort of 8 in the morning till 10:30 at night, basically 7 days a week.
With people in the local area actually seeing the construction, we have that many social and actual members now that saw the construction, were fascinated by it, and they've actually come in and become members of our club.
It's had tremendous advantages for the club, particularly we're in the middle of winter right now, and 2 years ago this place would have been dormant because we closed for 5 months of the year, and now we're open 24/7. It's been fantastic.
As Bowls Operations Manager, I've now implemented a winter bowls program, which also includes our Super League, which is an evening competition with $10,000 prize money, which has brought bowlers all the way from Gippsland and plus people towards the inner city as well. So it has been fantastic in that regard. So we have pretty well something going every day, whereas before there would be no one here other than the people coming to our gaming facility.
We recently had a state test match here, which is a great honour for a club. It's very rare for a small club to be given an interstate test match, and of course it's lifted the club's standing in the bowls community immensely.
Because of that, we get them actually coming back again and again. In fact, to become members of our Facebook page so that they're aware of our tournaments. In fact, our Facebook page is increased by 100% by people who keep on board, and so that they know what's on so that they can actually come and play. Now, the other side benefit that is that we have multiple people who are now dual members. So they're not only members of their own clubs, but they are now members of the Kringle Bowling Club. And in fact, we've had multiple of those actually come and now join Kringle solely as their major club. And so our sponsorship, not our sponsorship, but our membership is increased dramatically. In fact, on our application wall at the minute, there's some 12 people waiting to see if they'll become members of our Kringle Bowling Club.
In my work, I managed to get around to a few bowls clubs, not only in Australia but around the world, and I've seen them all. I've seen all the brands, and the MacMax application is far and above the best. It's the Rolls Royce of fabric canopies, and we're so proud of what we've got, and we're happy we did it. It's an investment by Jeepers. It's a fantastic investment, and you know, often people say, would you do it again knowing what you know now? And the answer is an unequivocal yes.
Welcome back, folks. So stage 2, we've moved to rink 2 and we're getting ready for a start at 7:45. So that's 5 minutes away. If you've got any chores you've got to do, or have a nice drink, whether it be hot or cold, stand by and join us. Loving the comments, folks. So heaps of comments, having 22 so far and sharing across 19 networks has been terrific. Had upwards of over 3,500 people watch that match, which is fantastic across those networks. So really great, and as Phil said earlier, across the whole globe. Special mention out there to Mike Watts out there in Wales, who was watching us. So a great team viewer there. We'll just hone in on rink 2, which will have the, just looking there, at the singles and the fours. So we'll get you some match coverage for that at the moment.
So the pairs is on 4 minutes. Pairs is on.
And just letting you know that just getting some details through now. We're just getting some people organised. Great night down here at the Kringle. Don't forget Thursday night if you need some assistance with food or anything. There's fully catered here on Thursday night for the grand finals. So 3 minutes left on the bell. We can hear Phil jumping up and down like a yo-yo.
Fucking go. Go. First week came second. And I've got them all for the week, that was like $40.
Incorrect.
Fuck. No. Thank you.
I took one the other night, Frankie. It was called
The first week came second. So we have $40. Thanks, mate.
I took one the other night, Frankie. It's called Chief Bear. It said it was fast out. It went whoosh.
What you need, you reckon?
Oh yeah, but what you need in the Everest. And you get your money back if you don't
This dog called
you don't get
Chief,
the spot.
Chief Bear the other night. 19.
Yeah.
Mad man. Future one.
Do you
Yeah,
take,
don't
them,
get scratched.
do you take them as doubles?
No, I'll just take them in the Everest will do $50, $21 for what you need.
Where's Cowboy?
I did
Do you know who would have had the card for your...
Pair.
Yeah, for the...
Well, it would have been Lee Williams.
$50 bet. $3,600. All 4-1 with the last one goal, $2.20 favourite. My name is George at Morsellville. Cash out, no, cash out now. 17 seconds. Cash out, got $1,160. It's beautiful. It came 9. Oh, wow. But it wasn't much of a cash out.
I took one of Frankie, one with all the players to get in each game. The only one that let me down was Dan Houston, who last week had 41 possessions. This week he couldn't get 20.
Always one,
He
Lee.
got 14, Frank. What is he doing?
Hey, Frank, you got any more goals this week?
One for you coming up.
Yeah.
In the Melbourne Cup.
Yes, we will.
There's supposed to be a horse called something London. Something to London. It's 30 to 1.
In the Melbourne Cup.
It's coming from England. A bloke told me the other day. Something from
Is
London.
that a big good horse, is it?
Supposed to be the winner.
Yeah.
Town or something.
This microphone's on. We're giving them all the tips. Don't you win this game?
Called Tower of London.
Yeah. Tower of London.
Rightio folks, we're ready for a start.
Tower of London. 30.
And we'll take you through. So it's pairs again, and it will be Mike Kearse and Laurie Harrington up against the Mitcham team. We'll just get some team details coming through. So again, this end is only worth one shot. So once we get team sheets just coming through now. And Phil, we've got the Mitcham crew up. Yes, we are on, and
Okay,
Thanks, maybe
folks,
while-
we up and running. We now have the Mitcham team called Chum are playing, sort of doing a very unmale thing. I'm trying to multitask here, entering the scores as we speak. All right, so this will really determine what happens this match.
and do we know the pairs from Chum there, Phil?
Well, they have handed in their team sheet, but that is
We'll go
at
look for
this
that.
stage over in the match committee room as we speak. So a fair comment, Phil, is that
Chum or Team GECKO would need to win this by a fair margin, considering the win,
Well, yeah, but
or someone get the 2 wins.
well, the thing is, yeah, Team GECKO really need to sort of win these matches and do reasonably well. Understanding, of course, that Chum will be playing the winner, which was RYESBUD, and if they beat them confidently as well. So it's here. Team GECKO do definitely have to win.
Well, the Team
So-
GECKO, of course, is Laurie Harrington and Mike Pearce. And the team from Chum is Dick Skinner and Zach Wanning. In their triples, it is Alan Wanning, Andrew Daly, and David Goodgert. So we'll keep you up to date with scores there. As Zach just may have just jumped through. I think just a practice shot there for Mike Pearce. Just falling short. Zach coming up now to bowl. Geez, it curved late, didn't it? Curved real late. So they'll take one shot because it's the first game, and that'll go to Team GECKO. And again, matches here finish at quarter to. Just let me.
Goes for the hour, so yes.
As Laurie comes in now. We politely wave them to their right directions. Good effort, Phil, crossing over to rink 2.
Yeah, well, we just have to be fair. We're aware, obviously, that the losing team, Team GECKO, did play on rinks 1 and 3. So we change it up and go 2 to 4. The rinks do play differently, so fair's fair. And then for the third match, we'll go back to rinks 1 and 2. Mainly because, of course, the winner of the first game, which was RYESBUD, they haven't played on rink 2, they played on rink 1. And the match here, Chum, they will have played on rink 2, but not rink 1. And then what we're going to do is swap the triples and the pairs over. So hopefully that'll make it as fair as possible.
Again, thanks for your support tonight and viewing, folks. Been really well appreciated.
I also see that one of our sponsors, James Crowder from Crowder's Community Real Estate, is also watching. I'm sure Ben and Will be. And Will be as well, his 2 sons. So a real family affair there for any of your real estate needs on the Mornington Peninsula. Crowder's Community Real Estate. Of course, along with our other sponsors, our gold sponsor, which is Momentum. And we have bronze, which is the Wrestling Toucher, and ProAb Electrical for any of your commercial and industrial electrical needs.
So Laurie just having a chat with Zach there. Eunice Roberts, how are you doing? How are you doing to everyone in the comments? Oh no, Eunice Roberts, Jeff Parker, hi. Small world, Eunice. Don't tell me you're from Florida and watching bowls from Florida. Be a nice warm sunny day, I imagine, down there, apart from some storms on the west coast. Jeez, he's got it. Oh, it bounced off. Will it go in? It may go in. It's just going to fall short. Good attempt there. Saying Zach maybe holding one. Let's just have a look. Mark Pierce's bowl now coming in. Has it got the length? It has. About 15-20 centimetres out. Zach will come in now to match that.
Right, Pete, just updated the scores as such. Both Team GECKO and RYESBUD in the first match had one win each.
Oh, Zach.
But there is a 9-shot buffer or differential, with RYESBUD being +9 and Team GECKO being -9. As far as the ends are concerned, RYESBUD also up there with 11, and compared to Team GECKO's 10 ends. So it does make this fairly important game too, to see how that one pans out.
Probably just missed the shot of the night there from Zach, Phil.
Oh, did I?
And Nick's just missed out on that. Unfortunate. Bit of crack TV there again. Dick Skinner there picking up one shot, so ties the scores up. Of course, yeah, about just over 45 minutes left to go. Slowly just slots it in from behind. Moving narrow there. Phil, thoughts chilling out a bit outside? Fastening or slowing up the green? Fastening or slowing up the greens?
I think it's fairly well known here in most places that if it cools, it does actually speed the bowl up. Usually makes it wider. So, and faster as well. So, pretty good rule of thumb.
Or his second shot coming in very nicely. Oh, sorry, third shot, sorry, third. just missed out. The first bowl towards us on this side of the jack is holding at the moment. As that comes in. Very nice, very nice. Too much there, not enough weight. Pushed it on. Geez, they're not mucking around and pacing through the ends. He's just going to cut in, late cut. Very wide. Have to do a lot of work there. I tell you what, Mike's ready to fire. Got a bit of weight on it. Just needs to cut in now. Jeez, jeez. Well, he might have two there. Definitely one. Great return there from Mike Pearce. I can tell you on rinks 4, as Laurie grabs the mat. Right, I can tell you now the score is 2-all. Right, Laurie Harrington up on the mat now. So again, just over 40 minutes remaining. Laurie will look to just sneak inside. Nice correction there. Dick Skinner now. Weight out to the back. They seem very rushed at the moment, Phil.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they certainly seem to be on the mat a lot faster than they.
No, he doesn't like that. Does not like that at all. That will go off to the edge. It's coming in very nice. It's going to go on the inside though. Nice weight. Todd Simmons looking for the scores for the first round. So Todd, I can tell you that RYESBUD won on aggregate.
Yes, they did. So Todd must have just joined us because didn't mention that long ago. But what happened was in the pairs, Team GECKO got up by 1 shot, but they went down by 10 shots in the triples. So 1 win each, but Team GECKO are -9 and RYESBUD is +9. So the winner of that was RYESBUD, so they take the rest and they'll play the final match against Chum. And obviously that's why Team GECKO is now playing Chum at the moment. We did start on rinks 1 and 3, so in fairness to Chum, who are still allowed to have a roll-up, what's happened there is that we're now playing on rinks 2 and 4.
Mike Pearce just about heads off. So Zach's holding shot there at the moment with Mike coming in. That's going to swing a bit more. Just needs to hold and drop in. Fantastic shot there from Mike Pearce. Zach will have a quick reply. Bit of weight, I suspect.
So of course Todd Simmons is in Team Hooded Life, which won the Thursday night final, or the Thursday night section, so they're straight through into the finals, which will be this Thursday, together with the other sectional winners for Friday and also Tuesday.
Wayne Stevens watching on there, and Todd just getting home from footy practice.
Ah, well,
So-
I'm assuming that wasn't you, Toddy. I'm assuming that's Jets footy training.
It's footy training, which would probably mean they're playing finals, which is good news.
Ah, wouldn't surprise me.
That pushes out wide. Oh, carry on. No, just
Okay. There you go.
so Team GECKO picking up 1.
There you go. All right. All right, so got all the scores in and ready to go as far as game 2 is concerned on the spreadsheet, and so we'll be able to put up all the results after the match, showing the results for game 1, game 2 and game 3, and then the total scores. We'll total all of those and also put that up together with the team that will be going through to the ultimate semi-finals for Super League.
I can tell you on rink 4, Chum in the triples are leading 3-2. There's Laurie nicely tucks it in behind. Great shot there from Laurie Harrington. The dietitian's here, so we've got another one. Yep. Thanks for that.
More health food of a nation.
And it's just surprising how much food comes out of that kitchen, I tell you. Just a reminder, folks, if you're in the area Thursday for 4 grand final, there will be food provided. Nice little menu on offer. Just jump on the Facebook page and you'll see all the details there.
So yes, definitely food on Thursday. It is the start of the ultimate finals across the board, which will include obviously the winner of this round robin together with the other 3 section winners. So there will be food on this Thursday, but it is the semi-finals, followed by the ultimate final, which will be the following Thursday. So the 2 winners of the semis, of course, will be playing off for first and second, and the two losers will be playing off for third and fourth the following Thursday. So it is coming to an end. It's a good 2 months of bowls.
Of course, for the world's longest bowls competition.
Yes, and of course Peter's referring to how we did the competition through COVID, where I don't know how many
was
months we went for, but it went. I think we had a couple of stoppages,
Couple of
lockdowns in between that one, but we eventually got there. But it's proven to be a very popular format. Obviously, Bowls Vic has done somewhat similar with the competition that they've done, and we've also had this competition with inquiries from South Australia and Western Australia, and I've gladly shared all the details, spreadsheets, etc. with them being in other states. Got no problems about that.
So, Phil, how are we looking for pennant this year? Any news?
Not really, I have to say. Well, having been away for 10 days, goodness knows there could be a fair bit. But I haven't caught up with much other than the fact that Frankston aren't moving a team into Metro this year, but still having concerted efforts, I believe, for next year to do so.
Well, I can tell you the calendar of events is currently up on the webpage, is just getting some work done on it at the moment, which is good news. So that should be out shortly. The Saturday pennant dates look to be set and ready to kick off on the 14th of October.
14th of October is round one. I suppose the important date is when the last match is in December, before Christmas.
Which will be the 16th of December.
Okay, so a little bit of a break there before the 25th.
And,
9 days beforehand, and recommences in January the what, Pete?
January the 20th, so you'll have enough time for the Fiji Tahiti double.
Ah. Well, certainly time there for people to go away.
Which is good.
No question or doubt about that.
And then we have semi-finals on the 17th of Feb, the 24th of Feb, and the grand final on the 2nd of March.
Okay.
Seems a bit early.
Well, sometimes a lot of these have to work around what Bowls Vic do, and when you look at the states. So when you look at the champion, you know, basically you're looking at the pennants playing off each other. They have to work in as far as that's concerned.
A nice little footnote down the end, draws still to be finalised, so dates could change as that comes in with speed.
Wow. It's that hard.
So yeah, just a proviso, folks, those dates we read out were subject to change. I suppose that's just a draft that they've put out at the moment, but 14th of October is our kick-off, 16th of December is the last day before Christmas, or last bowls weekend before Christmas. I think Christmas falls on a Sunday this year, and then we're coming back on the 20th of Jan and concluding the round robin of 14 rounds on the 10th of February. So already some notes going up on the webpage, RYESBUD Country Club, Thursday the 2nd of December. We might keep that one out because that might be an old one there, so we'll get that back there. Midweek pennant, some dates going up. 17th of October is round one, and concluding on the round robin on the 6th of Feb, with finals on the 13th, the 20th and the 27th for the grand final. So again, the draws due late August. Big pick up there, 3. Could be handy, Phil. Could be very, very handy.
Well, any multiples always is, Pete.
So I'm just looking at the scoreboard there and looking like it's 6-2 as Laurie sends down his first bowl. And Past winners here, Phil, who have, I get a feeling, RYESBUD have been here before.
Well, RYESBUD was, but there was another combined team, sort of Frankston and Kringle, who won last year. That team sort of dispersed into a couple of other different teams, and some of those not playing, but of course ended up with another section and with plenty of inquiry. And I know that the ones that have already departed after the round robin were very enthusiastic to enter a team again next season as well. So I only can see it bigger and better.
And any gap, Phil, between now and the 14th of October? Any night matches or anything like that coming up here at Skyedome?
Well, we'll probably reintroduce our a very popular Thursday 242 competition.
Have to cover that.
That was very popular last season.
Yep.
So we'll certainly do that until Pennant basically practice kicks in and around that time as well, but we'll probably look at introducing that.
Dick Skinner there, right?
There will be something happening here as far as grand final day with an appropriate theme, as will Melbourne Cup Day as well. So I know there's some talk going on about doing something there. There'll certainly be more social type competitions. But we're now sort of got a few other competitions on the planning board. Certainly some, we're looking at a couple of women and men's tournaments. We're also looking at an arms tournament as well. More and more people are certainly coming up with arms, so we're looking at having something there as well. Some talk of revitalising a competition that was happening some time ago, which involved multiple clubs and over a weekend. And there is some talk of some clubs having a sit down and having a chat about that too. So where we have, similar to the Vic Open and alike, where you play matches and round robins at various clubs, and then we're able to have the finals coming in here under the roof. While we're the only club with a roof at this stage, would be the appropriate time to have the finals there. So there is some talk of that. So look, there's plenty of things sort of on the drawing board, Pete.
Always, the roof has paid an enormous benefit to the club.
And heard of far and wide. It's interesting, the people at the Australian Indoors who'd heard of the Kringle Bowling Club and around the traps interstate through the live streaming. And we're very fortunate, and we thank Bowls Victoria for the opportunity to have done a state test between Victoria and Tasmania. And of course, having qualifiers for the BPL and the Australian Indoors here as well. It's particularly interesting looking at Tweed Heads. They have one undercover facility. There is talk of them having a couple more greens also under roof as well. Oh, here's a bowl. Oh, just moves it across. But only 6 rinks were used in the Australian Indoors, and had multiple sessions during the day, starting as early as 8 o'clock and then also going into the early evening. But they were able to get through both men and ladies, so the ladies having 18 players. So they were able to get through that quite comfortably.
Hi boys, can you move the scoreboard down? I can move it down, but it's going to take a lot of work.
I'm assuming they're wanting that so they can check on something next door. Would that be the case?
Might be.
But then when you come the other side, Pete, you're going to have to get rid of all the sponsors.
I'm not giving them the sponsors. They pay me the big bucks. They tell me I look like Channel 7, so I've got to act like Channel 7. Glenn Daniel's asking how it's going. Pretty good, Glenn. Shot like that. Got to be happy with that.
All right. So Tim GECKO up in the singles 6-2, and Tim GECKO is up 6-3 in the triples. So a big turnaround from Team GECKO here.
Now I'm pretty sure that Dick and Zach won the last end, so their score hasn't gone up.
Okay.
I'm confident that it's one shot, and I'll just place that up there now.
So you believe it's 6-3?
6-3 at the moment.
All right.
So that's a combined lead of 6 shots at the moment.
Okay, keeping an eye, this is now 8:19, and of course the match will stop at 8:45. Only going for an hour.
Laurie's been bowling well tonight.
Yes, he does. So at this stage, Chum holding 2 as far as this end is concerned. So the reason for changing the sort of the rinks around is to try and make it fair is of course that Chum had the bye in the first round in the round robin, but they were able to have a practice before the match like everyone else did. So they had the opportunity to be practicing on the rinks that they're playing on. And of course, while the other match was being played, they're out in rinks 5 and 6 having a practice as well. Now like most clubs, and you certainly noticed that was the case at Traralgon, that each rink has plays a little bit different than each other, and that certainly was also the case at the Australian Indoors at Tweed Heads as well. So the reason why we keep moving them is to try and make it fair for all parties. And of course, the order in which they played tonight, the more important first match, was done with a random draw, which we did earlier and also put on Facebook so that people could see that everything was done above board. That will also be done prior to Thursday night when they play in the semi-finals. So we will do a random draw there and also put that up on Facebook. So everything is above board, of course, being fair and equitable.
So both teams here bowling very well. Zach's bowl just coming in. Of course, MPFNL finals this week. So,
He was playing in.
So Division 2, we'll see Somerville take on Mornington for a spot in the grand final. An early spot. The loser goes to second chance. And then there's a second semi between Devon Meadows and Kooringal.
Okay, the Bulls.
So Kooringal were in good form throughout the year, but have stuttered in the last couple of weeks. As Mike's bowl just comes in, it's going to have to turn a bit more than that. Looking for a count here. So 2 shots to Chum. It'll take them just behind the pack at 5-6. And then we see Division 1 finals kicking off this week. Where we see Dramana sitting out for a rest this week. And we'll see YCW, Mount Eliza, Frankston and Pines contest finals this week. Just on the outside. Thanks. Dick's ball comes in, could be a bit narrow, but a bit of weight on there. It's Dick Skinner. And cuts narrow and across the head. Might be involved in the count there, we'll find out shortly. While we go in the backhand. We'll need to do some work to get back from here. Might put Dick's bowl on.
Well, Pete, every time we do a live stream, we do get plenty of people wanting to join the Kringle Facebook page. I've just accepted 9 in that process, including Kathy Hiscock from down Stratford Way. And I've met Kathy down there, so welcome Kathy. Thank you for joining.
Is that like the bowls? This has to be the bowls capital down there, doesn't it? Down the Gippsland area.
Well, it's interesting. Certainly, when we looked at the numbers previously, Pete, certainly were a few people down the Gippsland Way watching, that's for sure.
We'll have to syndicate maybe to some networks down at Gippsland or something like that. Out of Terrelgan there.
Well, if we get the chance, we might have another quick look and see where our viewers are viewing. Again, always interesting to see, so we welcome all those new people. I know certainly as far as the club's page was concerned, but let's just have a look. Let's just have a look.
Still pretty much the same. Why would it be the same? I'll just pop over. I can tell you the Australian audience has picked up. The Canadian audience has picked up as well. UK now, so good numbers jumping in from there.
Still have our faithful 3 in Fiji.
And Pakistan.
South Africa. We'll see if our Indonesia and our Iraq viewer is still watching. Okay, if we look at the cities, and obviously the Melbourne metro area, 317, so quite a few. It looks as though the Mariners are still watching in Bendigo, Geelong, Gold Coast. Interesting, Gold Coast. Wonder if that's stunning up there in Gold Coast. Hayfield 2, let's keep going down, Peter. Traralgon, again R2, Calgary, Parksville, and we also have a couple of you Sale as well, so it'll be Lonesy down there watching as well.
We'll just quickly go over and see if we can get some info off the post. So they've picked up another end there, Phil. Just quickly have a look at the...
It's making it very interesting, I must admit.
Well, score difference is now starting to come into play for Team GECKO.
Okay, so 8:29, almost the 8:30, 15 minutes to go.
And they've bumped it. They've picked up 2.
And I'll just after this bowl, move to the scoreboard and have a look at that on screen. Oh, good bowl coming in here. Oh, very unlucky. So we check up have a look at the main scoreboard. And here we go, and that'll show you the situation at this stage. So
oh, it's actually 8-6 now.
8-6 now, wow. So they've hit the lead as far as that's concerned, but still down 3-7. I hear Mike says he hasn't got much chalk left. There certainly has. There's been some very good heads. Oh, we've got Mike standing right in front. And moving now. Oh wow, what a great bowl. And another bit of chalk. Good bowling.
Great to see the comments through, folks. I think we've hit a world record for 66 comments tonight, so thanks. G'day to Miles Securo there, of course, from Pure Plant Protein. We've got his satchel here.
No.
We have.
We know.
We should put it out on screen.
I can see it, Pete.
Very nicely packaged.
100% Australian grown premium plant protein. Gluten-free, vegan, all-natural, high protein and GMO-free. Premium blend. Very nice packaging, Pete. So what do you do with this?
Well, basically swallow it.
Well, Pete, if you read the instructions, you add 10 grams of protein per 100 millilitres of water or milk, Pete.
So
That's what you do?
So what I might do is go to the bar and grab a glass of water and give it a try. Mind you, I thought we were getting some bites or something like that we can nibble on, but we're obviously not getting those because we'd be proteined out. So
Clearly.
it comes in powder form, but the packaging looks great.
Well, it does in a resealable package, and once you open it, Pete, you do actually store it in an airtight container, but it's already has that, of course.
So glad to promote people from the Mornington Peninsula and their businesses. So and Miles Shakiro as well. So well done, Miles. Pure Plant Protein, the premium blend. Really sounds like a coffee, doesn't it?
It does.
Right, I can tell you now, folks, that we're coming up to 8:33, which will leave us not long to go, probably around 12 minutes. I'd say at the moment, on aggregate though, Team GECKO would be holding. No, they're not actually. So I can tell you in the fours that as I zoom in, actually they are, so in the triples, folks, Chum are down 3-8 to Team GECKO. Laurie was about to drop the F-bomb there, but he held back very nicely. And the shot there from Mike. So Chum picking up some more there. As they go to 9. Let's make sure it's not 10. So they're holding a 3-shot lead in the pairs. So overall, on aggregate, it's one match all, but on aggregate it is 12-14 on aggregate in favour of Team GECKO. Delegation feel, it's great, it's fantastic.
Yes, there you go. Lee Williams from RYESBUD was happy to take on that responsibility.
So 10 minutes left. So really at this point, Team GECKO are holding the second posse, aren't they? They really... He's gone super wide there.
Yes, well at this stage it does sort of look Team GECKO will win the triples,
Holding a 2
but anything can happen. The way things are going, they're most likely to finish this end and probably fit in one more end. So at this stage, 5 shots the difference going to Team GECKO, but they are down, of course, as far as this match is concerned. Only 3 shots behind.
What up to tomorrow, Phil? Anything planned?
Yes. Wednesdays, very popular Wednesdays, double session triples social. So we have a morning session that starts at 9 o'clock and then an afternoon session at 1 o'clock.
And that, what time's the 1 o'clock session normally finish?
Pretty well round about 5 o'clock actually, so it's a
Late day?
reasonably long day.
I was thinking the producers were maybe keen to do a 10 to 15 minute bowling between the bay show tomorrow and maybe preview the match on Thursday night.
We could do that, Peter.
Rightio.
What do you think?
I think I think we do, and folks, you'll hear the dulcet tones of Phil Crowder. Maybe might get a guest on.
We could.
And
Well, yeah, we might be able to get somebody. It'd be interesting. I can put some feelers out.
well,
in regards to an interview.
You are the jet-setting bowls person at the moment.
Well, I'm riding on the shirt tails of my partner, Leonie Flynn, I have to say. That was my chance to go up to the Australian indoors, but certainly we can find some people to have a chat. It was lovely meeting quite a few people, players up there as well.
So, Phil, I reckon, what do you say about 5:45, just before everyone has dinner?
We could do that, Peter.
5:45 for 15 minutes. We'll just preview Thursday night's final.
We can certainly do that.
Put it amongst the bowling fraternity and get some feedback. I suppose this the news about Frankston, the city of Frankston's really done and gone.
Look, I think, yes, that's getting to the stage that it's certainly old news.
Yep.
But I may put out some feelers. I don't know. See if we can, at some stage anyway, I'm sure Sammy Atkinson would be more than happy to be interviewed. So we'll
Geez, nice
put
shot
some
there.
feelers out, see how we go there.
And it's, I suppose it's, you know, you think football and the changes in players and all that, but bowls has it all over football. People moving clubs and players moving around.
Well, look, it does, and I know Frankston were certainly on the basis of hoping to get into Metro, were very much looking at trying to get a lot of new players out if they could, new players into the team. So I don't know where that leaves them, whether they'll try and maintain those and build the team on the hope that they get into Metro the following year.
Jeez, hope the referee doesn't come down and say that the skip's down the other end.
Might have to do that.
Oh.
Out goes one.
Has Laurie got his fingers crossed there?
Behind his back,
Yeah,
probably. Well, they're going all the way around, so we'll see. Just one down. So another one to Mitchum.
Jeez, well, we saw what happened here last time.
Well, I do have to tell you that RYESBUD are rubbing their hands if they can get each of these teams to win one each, I have to say. Because if one of these teams had ended up winning to both games, of course we go on wins first, then by shot differential, and then, if we need to, ends. So wins is the most important aspect of it.
And we're coming up to 4. I don't think we're going to see at the end here, so I think the bell will go during the match with 4 minutes left. Stick just goes across and lands a touch short. Laurie up on the mat now. It looks like they wonder if they're in a bit of a chase. So
Okay, just got the instructions so that we ring the bell at the 45-minute mark at 8:45, 4 minutes to go. So the score is 10-6 to Chum, leading. As far as the Bears is concerned, and over in the triples, Team GECKO have moved to 11-3. Wow. A bit of a blowout. I tell you what, I would have put the cat amongst the pigeons if Team GECKO won both of these, because they're building up a handy little lead there once they did. It's interesting, isn't it? The triples went down by 10 shots in the first match, but they're actually winning this one by 8 shots. So it's almost wiping that out. It's going to be very interesting to see how the points stand after the second match. Now again, only 15 minutes in between this match and the next. We will be changing rinks from rinks 2 and 4 back to rinks 1 and 2. So we will have them side by side in the last match.
and
We will move the camera to rink 1 because we'll be swapping over. So we will actually be covering the triples in the last match. Now the only reason why I'm doing that is because at some stage one of these teams playing in the last match would have had a pairs actually on rink 1. So by swapping them over, it takes away any advantage that may be given to any particular one team and should make it a fairer situation.
There's always going to be a smart one out there, isn't there? And you head down south, and whose names pops into the equation? Phil Reeves. It always pops in there. G'day, Phil. Any chance you can put more advertising logos on the screen so we can't see the players at all?
Oh, I thought that was a benefit in some cases, Phil.
I thought it was very strategic advertising there, Phil. I mean, they're the people that pay for the tournament and therefore pay for the privilege. Wayne
yes, it
Stevens.
does.
We'll never forget Cooey Rupp, and thanks for calling in, Wayne. He hasn't changed, has he, Phil? No, he hasn't. That's good. Good to see.
Well, we had Phil coming up for our 242. Hopefully he'll pop up again.
We have to get Phil into commentary, I think.
I think he'd be very good at it. But don't get him and Mr. Stanley together, whatever you do.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Uncle Roger there. But surely everyone knows Uncle Roger. So, folks, tomorrow at... there goes the bell. So, both matches still in completion.
So the bell rings, folks, to finish off with only one bowl to go in the triples. And the final ball coming in from Mike Pearce. Oh, a wick and a wick. And he gets two in with a double wicker. But it won't be enough, but it does reduce the score differential, of course. So another two. So we now have only 15 minutes before we come into the final.
So if we look at the combination score, Phil, that'll take it. And we'll just adjust the scoreboard for the viewers at home.
Yes, well, of course, I'll get the cards and I'll quickly do the update, and we'll see where that sits.
Rightio, so just on the scoreboard at the moment, it's sitting at 8-10. Overall, though, Team GECKO won the triples, and that takes them to 19 to 19. I'm just looking at the scoreboard there. Looks like 19 to 13, so a 6-shot overall lead. So, interesting. So, the Mitcham team, or Chum, will have to come back pretty hard against RYESBUD. And we'll just make some amendments to the screen. And get some team names up there. So RYESBUD will be up next, and they'll be playing Chum.
Go and have a drink, I think.
So just a discussion there, mid-rink. As we put the scores up, ready for the second match. Folks, we're just going to take a message from our sponsors. They're the ones that pay for tonight and help support the club and pay that great prize money. We'll be back very shortly.
My name's David Allen. I'm the chairman of the board of the Coringal Bowls Club in Melbourne, Victoria.
I'm Philip Crowder. I'm the Bowls Operations Manager at the Coringal Bowling Club, which is home to the wonderful Skyedome. Well, I think it was David, if I can give David credit for that. We are actually on Sky Road, Skye. So it's a play on the street name, Sky Road, as in Skyedome.
We made the decision to go with a canopy because we want our members to be able to play bowls all year round. We want our working members to be able to play after hours. So with our canopy, we can play bowls from sort of 8 in the morning till 10:30 at night, basically 7 days a week.
With people in the local area actually seeing the construction, we have that many social and actual members now that saw the construction, were fascinated by it, and they've actually come in and become members of our club.
It's had tremendous advantages for the club, particularly we're in the middle of winter right now, and 2 years ago this place would have been dormant because we closed for 5 months of the year, and now we're open 24/7. It's been fantastic.
As Bowls Operations Manager, I've now implemented a winter bowls program, which also includes our Super League, which is an evening competition with $10,000 prize money, which has brought bowlers all the way from Gippsland and plus people towards the inner city as well. So it has been fantastic in that regard. So we have pretty well something going every day, whereas before there would be no one here other than the people coming to our gaming facility.
We recently had a state test match here, which is a great honour for a club. It's very rare for a small club to be given an interstate test match, and of course it's lifted the club's standing in the bowls community immensely.
Because of that, we get them actually coming back again and again, in fact to become members of our Facebook page so that they're aware of our tournaments. In fact, our Facebook page is increased by 100% by people who keep on board, and so that they know what's on so that they can actually come and play. Now, the other side benefit that is that we have multiple people who are now dual members. So they're not only members of their own clubs, but they are now members of the Kringle Bowling Club. And in fact, we've had multiple of those actually come and now join Kringle solely as their major club. And so our sponsorship, not our sponsorship, but our membership is increased dramatically. In fact, on our application wall at the minute, there's some 12 people waiting to see if they'll become members of our Kringle Bowling Club.
In my work, I managed to get around to a few bowls clubs, not only in Australia but around the world, and I've seen them all. I've seen all the brands, and the MacMax application is far and above the best. It's the Rolls Royce of fabric canopies, and we're so proud of what we've got, and we're happy we did it. It's an investment by Jeepers. It's a fantastic investment, and you know, often people say, would you do it again knowing what you know now? And the answer is an unequivocal yes.
Welcome back, folks, as we come back to the last session, which will be men's triples. Oh, no, group triples we'll call it. We're just looking for our microphone, and there it is there. Now Phil's going to have a little chat while I move a camera.
So it's all right at this stage. We're starting at 9 o'clock on the dot, and then we move to ranks 1 and 2, folks. Both teams madly considering what their team format will be. I know Chum's certainly looking at making some changes, perhaps, as they went down reasonably comfortably in the triple, so they're probably making to look a change. See Lee Williams from RYESBUD coming out now to hand me the team sheet. So we will now have their team, and we're just awaiting, obviously, Chum's sheet at some stage. At this stage, an earshot of the opposition, so I won't be mentioning what RYESBUD's team formation will be. Still talk going on inside with a couple of the players. So as I said, we will be certainly looking at, we're covering the triples, so a little bit of a change instead of the pairs, which we did in the first two matches. Won't change things. Once we get things underway, I'll be able to update all the scores and let you know exactly where the teams stand overall. Fair to say that the match is still live. It's still definitely, the result is live as to which team will win. In the first match we had RYESBUD winning 1, but also losing 1, but winning with a +9 differential. In the second match we saw that the loser of the first match played against Chum. They ended up also winning 1. But losing the other, but they reduced that -9 differential that they had with a fairly comfortable win in the triples by winning 11-4. So they had a 7-shot differential up, so it sort of eats into that, which then makes this match, the one we're about to watch, vitally important, where anyone can win. So at this stage, both combinations, both matches that we watched, both teams won a match, and it only came down to differential.
So differential in the first match?
Well, it's clear to say, Pete, that if either of these two teams win both matches, they'll win. Now, if they win one each, wow, then we'll be coming down to depend on the score differential. And if we're equal on that, then we go to shots. And if we have the shots that are equal as well, an amazing chance of that happening, then we will have a one-end, one-bowl, all 5 players in each team playing against each other shootout, which would be very interesting to see. So I have the team sheet there, which is far for that. I only have 4 minutes to go.
So RYESBUD, they're coming up for game 2. It'll be Frank and Joe again in the pairs, and we'll have a look at the triples, which will be Steve, Paul and Lee. So they'll be up against the team from Chum, and we'll just get their details. They're coming through now, the scorecard and the sign-on sheet, so we'll be able to get that. We're just waiting for about 4 minutes left. Of course, the team from Mount Eliza and Team GECKO are sitting back at the bar, just having a look at if it does go through to a shootout. As we get some details now coming through. Camera's back up and operating.
You gave me my card, didn't you? You did it.
That was just about to go.
Yeah, it's a 4. You gave it to me, I'm pretty sure.
Is it in the smokers area?
And going again.
Let's go, team. Win this.
So I'm just adjusting the score there. Phil's getting some details through now. Short, sharp 1 hour coming up. This for a position, the last position in Thursday night's finals. Only 4 teams make it, as we're just ticking over to 8:59 at the moment. We'll see with the scoreboard just about to click over.
1 minute.
As the calls go out.
I handed the cards out.
Just as we pan around and just have a look at some vision there. Rightio, folks. Bell is about to go. There we go, folks. We have a start. So just passing. Just passing through.
You could have made the final. You could have put that in and made the final.
Nice, at least I can tell you the team from Chum. In the pairs will be David Goodger and Zach Warring, and in the triples, Warring, and in the triples it'll be Steve Skinner, Alan Wanning and Andrew Darcy.
Darley. So what I can tell you when we look at this, Pete, is we can at least now look at and see if there have been any changes.
Yes, there
From
has.
what I can see.
Oh no, there hasn't from
No.
only the team change.
Yeah, the only change is Chum, and they've changed around the lead. The lead in the pairs has changed. So Dick Skinner moves across into the triples. He was leading in the pairs, so he's changed over. And Andrew Darley has now gone to skip, whereas Dave Goodger. So Dave Goodger has gone from skip in the triples to lead in the pairs, and Dick Skinner. Okay, Dick Skinner's out, and they brought in their other player. So interesting, which they're able to do, of course. So what they've done is Dick Skinner's out and Steve Skinner's in. So they've done a bit of a swap there, so it has changed slightly.
So it sounds like the Teddy Hopkins move in the 1970 grand final, Phil.
They had a fair conversation, I must admit. All right, so while you're doing that, I'll be entering in all the details from the Game 2 match, and then be giving you an update as to exactly where we're at. So it's a little bit hard. I am a mere male and I am multitasking, so watch out.
Shoelaces are undone, Phil.
Thanks, Pete.
Be reminded, folks, join us at 5:45 tomorrow evening for a 15-minute Beside the Bay special. As we look at the finals here on Thursday night, we'll give you an intro. Maybe have a couple of guests, but join us live here at Halftime Heroes at 5:45. Now, Paul, do you know how angry I get when you stand in the middle there? Right, Andrew Darley now coming in, just going along. Lee Williams now. Of course, Steve Williams leads off, followed by Trouty.
Gents. Okay, skips.
So picking up one shot there to Chum. Of course, just one shot on that on the end. Great shot there from, actually, by the way they're talking out there, Phil. Dick Skinner is bowling. He's bowling with the triples, but they've put him down as Steve Skinner now.
I think that could be his father.
There's definitely Dick bowling there now. So I say his father might be on. Yes, his father's on the pairs. As Alan. Sorry, as Steve Williams goes through his motions. Just a touch long there. Of course, Jane again due to conclude here at 10 o'clock. As Alan just pushes in nicely. Paul comes up now. Nice fluid release there from Paul. Just needs to come back from there, get an inside. Just pop to the outside. Another great bowl there from Ellen. Needs to turn in, turning in very nicely. Great bowl there. Well done. That'll hold him shot there. Just a touch long. Lee Williams now. On the inside, no, it's just going to connect on the outside. Then we go up against Allen's bowl. As Andrew Darley now comes in. Looks a bit narrow. So Lee Williams has a great action for a right-hander. Cutting back nicely, maybe a touch more. Yep, very nice.
All right, Pete, just ended the scores. So if we look at the last match, which was game 2, we saw that Chum and Team GECKO were both with 1 win. But the shot differential had Chum at -5 and Team GECKO +5, with the ends Team GECKO at 11 and Chum on 10. And the reason why Team GECKO getting the 5-shot positive, of course, came in the triples match, where they won that by 7 shots, even though they did go down 2 in the pairs. So if we look at the total, it now means that Team GECKO have finished for the evening. And they finish with a total of 2 wins, so 1 in each of their matches. Their shot differential is -4, and their ends do end up being 21 ends. So they're finished for the evening. It then leaves Chum and RYESBUD both with 1 win each. So what will throw the cat amongst the pigeons will be that if Chum and RYESBUD both win 1 match each. Now, if either of these teams win both of their matches, they will be through, winning with total wins. If we look at the shots differential at this stage, we look at, let's have a look, Chum is -5 and RYESBUD is +9, so there's a little bit of an advantage there. And then when we look down to see what the ends are, we see Chum are on 10 and RYESBUD on 11. So it'll be interesting if they both win 1 match each. It'll come down to the shot differential, but based on that at this stage, we're looking at RYESBUD having an advantage there with +9 compared to Chum, who are -5. But that's irrelevant, of course, if Chum win both of the matches, Pete.
That's great. So we'll get an update for you on scores in the pairs. Paul just cuts across the front. I can tell you in the pairs that the RYESBUD are leading 3-0. As Alan's shot comes in, we'll travel a bit long. I can't see it getting in from there. Nice weight. Just cutting across, just. Just heading out the back. So some good bowls there. Just looking at the time, we've got 45 minutes left on the clock. Another 35 for the bell. And just looking at scores there on rink 2. As we mentioned before, RYESBUD holding 3 and Chum 0. Current score on screen here at the moment is 2-1 to RYESBUD. So they're holding an overall lead, as Phil mentioned before. It did hold its line there. Maybe a bit of an assist. As Lee Williams comes in now. Cutting across, and that will drift off the side. I'd be disappointed with that. It's landed short, it's landed well short. So 1 there. I can tell you in the triples, sorry, the pairs, RYESBUD are out to a 5-0 lead. So Chum picking up 1 shot there. That'll tie it up at 2-all. Phil, do we have draws? I suppose it'll go back to aggregate then, won't it?
Yes, correct. So it'll be 1 point for a win, and if it's a draw, well, it'll be 0.5.
Yep. Nice ball there from Dick. We'll see Steve Williams now. Just resting in behind.
So, Pete, I made mention of 9 new members who have joined our Facebook family. We can quickly go through those. Christopher Richardson, Clark Wilson, David Clark, Kathy Hiscock, that I mentioned, who I've met down in Gippsland, Jimmy Zaladzik, Rosie Van Kaladzik, Steve Winter, Ben Lucas and Nigel Malcolm. So we welcome you to the Kringle Bowls Club Facebook page. All generated, I dare say, from our live streaming.
Hello to George Jackson, Ian Brown, Dean Andrews, Jeff Parker, Rodney Greenwood. Thanks for joining us. Also Bill Goff, Donald Conroy, Miles, of course, from Pure Plant Protein. And Brendan Elliott, always an avid listener of our live streams.
Certainly is. Welcome, Brendan. Lovely to have you on board yet again.
He's dropped it. See, there you go. Wayne Stevens has dropped it.
What's he done?
So he's just added to the fan mail again, and any chance of between the bays during the pennant season. He's just... Everyone's asking, Phil.
I have indeed, my friend.
Big congratulations during the weekend to Henry Huswaite from the Rosebud Footy Club, who debuted for Hawthorn, number 44. So well done, Henry, and to his family. Of course, Campbell, captain of Collingwood VFL. So well done. I think Fletcher's pretty high up down at Rosebud as well, so well done to them. So both Andrew and Lee popped down to the northern end. I was one of the first tip. I tipped it on Phil on Saturday morning, I think it was. Hawthorn were playing Melbourne on Sunday afternoon, and I just got the little birdie come and knock on the door and say Fletcher Husway wasn't in the team, but is now in the team and likely selection. So
Okay.
great he got the full match. So and played very well. Oh, sorry, Henry. Sorry, Henry played very well. So well done to them. Of course, some changes on the horizon for the FNL.
Putting the word out today, finally moves.
We've just sent a Colombian hit squad down to the southern end. We'll see if we can.
Oh dear.
I'm going to have to buy a sticker or something and put it on on the screen.
I think armbands with little electric shocks might help.
So it's interesting, it's 2-all. Lee Williams now coming in.
RYESBUD up 7-zip in the pairs.
Yeah, so it's really starting to take it out of everyone's hand now, isn't it, Phil?
No, well, it's starting to look that way. If they can keep the shot differential up. Of course, as I mentioned, RYESBUD up on the shot differential as we speak.
Geez,
after their first match. So
Steve was pretty quick to trot to pick up the mat. They're going for a look-see.
well, we're sort of 24 minutes in, so getting close to the halfway mark. Certainly be very interesting as we get towards the end of the match.
Got our great cameras there that can zoom in and have a look. So Steve takes the mat. I believe it was 2. Interestingly, no one's gone short tonight, which is interesting, or long. They've all chose mid-range jack positions. Just adjust the score there for you. So I believe it's a 4-2. As Dick comes in now. Good length, good length. Great start. Really puts pressure on to Steve. Just needs to hold, doesn't it? Yeah. Just offline. He's kept the line there. Just narrowed just a touch and held off a touch on the length as well. Paul comes in now. I don't know, it's something about the Ryan RYESBUD bowlers. They've just got great actions. Needs to pull in now. Come in a bit more. Just gone to the outside. So Andrew asking Alan for the backhand. Oh, and they'll do a lot of work from there. That's gone just inside, yes. It'll push it down to 1. It's gone narrow. So it'll be left to the skips. Time coming up to 9:28, which will leave us 32 minutes in what we'll call rapid charge finals action. Of course, the winner here going through to the final four, which will battle it out on Thursday night here at Skyedome. Yep, jeez. So just the wrong side. Nice, good shot, great shot. Coming in very nicely, very nice. Just misses. So they'll pick up four. Nice little pick up there for Chum. So while they're just swapping ends there and placing the mat, I can tell you it's 8-0 in the pairs with RYESBUD leading. So the score here at the moment I have on, that's not reflected on the scoreboard yet, is the pairs, is the triples. And I'm showing the correct score here at 6-4. Just being altered at the moment. We'll just double check. 6, there we go. Just cuts across. Yeah, 6-4, I can confirm that. Dick's bowl comes in now. He's unfortunately going to cut across again, but yeah, lands a bit short. He's disappointed with that. Wayne Dalton, g'day Wayne, thanks for joining us. Great to have you on board. As Steve Williams now. Lee egging it on. Just cut in, maybe grab shot there, just fallen over. Big close call there.
Just had a chat in there with the Team GECKO, the Mount Eliza boys. They're
conceding.
They're kind of conceding that it looks as though it's RYESBUD, especially mainly looking at, they are full aware that 9 shots differential up is RYESBUD after their first match, and winning the pairs 8-1 isn't looking too good, so they're hoping for a big swing around, I have to tell you. In saying that, RYESBUD is down in the triples, 6-4. I do notice that they brought Trouty in the skip, so they've made that change.
Number 2, second.
Oh, he's still 2. No.
Yep.
Well, that's the same spot where he was last time. Sorry, correct.
So Alan comes up now. He's
Through
nice.
the gap.
Nice. That's one of the shots of the night. That's our pure plant protein shot of the night.
Can't believe you said that, Pete.
That's the Dennis committee's coming about, Phil.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Jeez, nice. Jeez. Well, we just saw the shot of the night, and we've just seen the shot of the night.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Great shot there from Paul.
Excellent shot.
As the 2 skips head up north to the clubhouse end. Great to see our YouTube channel absolutely.
Really? He saw you coming, Pete, and quickly cleared being in the way of the jack. so it's come back a bit. Well, they're sitting there hoping. They're all together as a team, watching from inside.
As you can see the score there, so Chum have made a bit of a leap there in the pairs. Six more, but there's an amendment to that score because we haven't got the score.
And good. I love you.
Great hit. Well, since it's got 2 seconds, I don't know how he'll get at it. Very good hit. Well, he's got to come under and hope to trail it.
Traffic there.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far out to just draw it. He's got to either look for the jack.
So this on aggregate gets Chum into the lead in this match. Wow.
Needs to come under, or is he into it? Oh, into it. So just the one. believe it's one down. So just waiting. They're just doing the scorecards now. Okay, here we go, going to the scoreboard. Just waiting. So 7-5. 7-5. Yep. And RYESBUD are up 8-4 now, so getting closer in the pairs. So still enough to win though. Ooh, big hit over in the pairs. Still has Frankie holding for RYESBUD. Oh, there is. They know the importance of this match, I can tell you. Getting closer. Is this my mic now?
And there's rumour that I might have a mic as well.
Operating?
I hope yes. Thanks, Paula, for letting us know about that. When you run a live stream for, we've been going for over 3.5 hours, or nearly 3.5 hours.
Wow.
The mics get a bit worn out.
Okay, so it's 9:46, gone 47, so getting to the stage, so we'll be looking at 3 minutes before giving the 10-minute warning.
And we just said, it was just getting interesting before. It was 8-4 and 7-5 in aggregate. It was only one shot the difference. And then you look at the scoreboard again, and bang, 13-4 in the pairs to RYESBUD. So that currently takes it out to an 18-11 shot lead. And with just over 12 minutes left. Geez, big comeback there from RYESBUD. Huge comeback. So going to be hard to come back from there, and that would probably ensure RYESBUD get through to the next round. But again, anything can happen in 12 minutes of bowls. Again, thanks to all the listeners tonight and viewers. Big special yell out to Crowder Community Real Estate, Max Australia, Momentum Gaming, the resting toucher down there at Nepean Highway, Brighton, and Proab Electrical for all your electrical requirements. Also a big shout out to Pure Plant Protein. Miles is just starting out on the peninsula, and we thank him for the sample tonight. So we might put some of that on display tomorrow. We'll have a Between the Bowl show tomorrow, 4:45, folks. If you want to join us, we'll push out the information. There you go, Phil. Strange for you to be drinking this time of night. As the bell sounds, 10 minutes to go.
It's Gatorade.
Look like a straight gin and tonic there.
I don't think so. All right, so the 10-minute bell, all important. Looks as though the 9-shot differential in the first game could be the winner. Could be the saving grace as far as RYESBUD is concerned.
Well, you walked off, Phil, and just as you walked off...
No.
Have a look at the scoreboard change that occurred.
Wow. Well, that definitely helps RYESBUD, does it not?
Yeah. So that's a big turnaround. That's a 5-shot advantage.
There you go.
So no, we're still holding
Well,
7-5 at the moment.
You know, this team basically, under the different banner of Men at Work, were the inaugural winners of Super League. There's some slight team changes there, but certainly looks like, yes, they could, although they lost with Frankie, of course, being up at the Australian indoors, looks as though they could be back on Thursday,
So
the way things are going at this stage.
So you're saying it's a one-man side, are you?
No, but it certainly helped. He hadn't lost a singles match. And he does love these rinks, so could be interesting. We have Robert Arthur Sachs, S-A-C-H-S, says go Trouty and boys, watching from Charters Towers in North Queensland. See plenty of people up in the north.
Mate, it's like a mass migration.
No, well, it's very interesting. A lot of people actually go up there and either, you know, camp or take their trailers or in apartments and use the warmer weather for bowling. Certainly noticed that when was up there, you know, Broadwater and all the different the clubs up through that area along the Gold Coast, and lots of tournaments, and see people certainly posting. On how they're going up there, and of course all the major tournaments, of course, are up there in Queensland at the moment.
And a lot of the majors have migrated from Victoria up there, major tournaments, be fair to say?
Well, look, the major tournaments, so, you know, Victorian Open is probably the second biggest competition that in Australia, other than the Australian Open, so that does very well. The more the thing is that any of the young talent seems to find their way up to Queensland as well, and why wouldn't they? They get noticed more. They're playing with better players, and it's a well-known fact, Pete, that if you play with better players, that your own game improves dramatically. You always play better when you play a better player, but you pick up a lot of knowledge and skills on how they play, and your game does change. There's no question of doubt about it, and for the better. Just sliding in under.
Rob Morelli there watching from Perth. G'day, Rob. How are you travelling? Good to have you on board, and great to see that. Isn't it great the numbers drift off a bit during the night, but they've all come back?
Well, if of course, we look at Perth with the time differential there, so we're probably coming into the after work time for people in Perth. So that's beautiful.
What, they're about 6 hours behind, are they?
I don't know, Pete. They are behind, yes.
I'm not going there, Phil. No, they're about 2 hours. Got about 2 hours on us. Mm-hmm. So it'll just be after 7:30, just after dinner time.
Don't ruin a good story with facts, Peter.
I'm not trying to go anywhere, Phil.
Just go with the flow.
I'm trying to keep the high ground here. I'm telling you, El's on DEFCON 4, I tell you.
Oh.
As he walks in front of the camera again.
We need to get one of those lasers. Forget our laser that's keeping the birds out from under the dome here. We might have to reconfigure it.
The next time El comes down, he might have to wear a Kevlar suit. And Rob's telling us he lives permanently up there. Been bowling at RYESBUD for 34 years.
And he's still a life member.
Well done, Rob. Fantastic effort. And great you're catching up and watching as Lee Williams comes in now. Just needs to get it, and it's coming around the outside there.
Around the outside. Oh, in for shot.
Jeez, it has too.
Gee, they're not going. They've been going. Wait. What's happening?
Time check, 5 minutes. Actually,
Oh, here he is. He wants it to drop.
Oh.
Ooh.
In the true eye of sportsmanship, though, if that was me out there and I would be in the RYESBUD position, I would be holding up the game as much as possible, waiting for it to tick over to 10 o'clock. You've got 5 minutes left. There's probably there's only one bowl left, but they've shot through the action, so we're going to get another end. And it's coming up to 9:56 as Phil goes to grab the bell. I can tell you Chum are leading here, just on the scoreboard here. It's just been revised and that's taken out to 8-5. Overall, Chum are just a touch behind in the pairs. They're currently down 7-13.
I'm just waiting for them to update the score here. My understanding is that Rye got 4 shots in that last end in the pairs.
Well, I'm just seeing the scoreboard on the ticker now. There we
On
go
to 6,
there.
here we go. 7. 8 all. 9.
He's still going.
There you go.
He's stopping at 9.
So RYESBUD has hit the lead, 9-8. Well, they win both ends and it's all over Red Rover, definitely, though I think they've still had it on the score differential.
Team GECKO have just picked up their keys out of the fishbowl and are on their way to the car park.
It certainly looks that way. Though in the triples, it's now 7 Chum, RYESBUD 13, so a bit of a comeback by Chum.
And there you can see the scores there, folks, on your screens at the moment for both rinks. So, yes, RYESBUD coming back.
3 minutes to go, Pete. And I tell you, they are literally flying on the mat trying to get another end in here, from what I can see.
On the pairs or the triples, Phil?
Oh, in the triples that we're watching, Trouty was on the mat as fast as can be. And I'm looking at it now, it wouldn't surprise me that quickly getting in. There's only 2 minutes left.
I can't see him getting... No, I think Trouty's holding it up.
Ooh, he's doesn't stop until the bell. So in the pairs, there's sort of going slow. He's thrown the flag. He's surrendered without even playing the last end, which is very surprising. This still goes. He's pulled the pin. I'm very surprised.
Coming up to 10 o'clock in the next couple of seconds. Yeah, they have. They've concluded before the bells sounded. Bell just about to go any second. There it goes. So currently a 7-14 win to RYESBUD in the pairs, and they're currently leading 9-8. As Andrew Daly comes in now. Again, folks, join us tomorrow night, 4:45, for a special editions of Between the Bays Bowling Show. We'll have the latest news, especially preview of Thursday night's finals. As Lee Williams now comes in. Just needs to hold it. Geez, nice shot. Wow. And inside. He'd be pretty happy with that. So that'll be it, folks. A win there, by the sounds of it, to Team RYESBUD. We'll just wait for a confirmation on final scores. But it would appear they have won the end as well. Joey Turner and Frankie looking pretty happy. And it would appear that the boys have gone through to the next stage.
Yep, so it certainly looks like RYESBUD. Pete, you're right. So they're through. They make up the fourth place as a lucky second chance team, having come second in the sectional on Tuesdays. So they will go in with the other three sectional winners.
And that will conclude the night. Been a great night of bowls. It's been close on to 3.5 hours of live streaming. Look, probably our biggest audience of the year, so we're really rapt to have you all. Peter Marshall, thanks boys, good bowls. Looking forward to it in 2023. Thanks a lot, Pete. Again, folks, join us on Thursday night. If you can't make it down here to Coringle, down at Sky Road, Coringle, join us online. We'll be jumping on around 6:20. And
yeah, for the semi-finals.
Semi-finals up first. One rubber for the semi-finals, Phil. As in just one match, or is it 2 matches?
Oh no, it goes back to the usual format, Pete. So we're going back to the 2 sessions, singles and fours in the first session for an hour and a half, or of course that goes to 15 ends, other than of course singles, which is first to 21, or the bell. And then the second session we've got pairs and triples. So back to the original format for the rest of the time.
So winners progress?
Winners progress. So the 2 winners play off the following Thursday for first and second, and the losers also play on the same night. So we'll still have 4 teams playing, and they're playing off for third and fourth, of course.
No worries. Folks, it's been great having you. We wish you all the best for the rest of the week. Don't forget to join us at 5:45 tomorrow night. We'll be here on the stream and pick us up. It's been great having you all aboard. Big cheerio to you all out there in the bowls community, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you, Peter, and good night, everyone.